I have very little patience for this male loneliness epidemic talk. Oh, the men are lonely, the men are lonely. Could the men try to connect a little bit? Because if men are so lonely and if it's such an emergency for them, why is it that at family holidays it's really common for the men to go off in another room and watch sports? I remember one Christmas event that a lot of family got together, and some of the family members were elderly, and this was probably going to be one of their last Christmases. And all the kids were young and playing together. It was a really nice time. Everyone who loved each other, the whole family, the extended family, they were all there together in this house. But the house didn't have a TV. Somebody brought a TV, plugged it in outside on the patio, and the men were all sitting on the back porch, drinking beer, watching the game silently. Inside, the ladies are all talking, the children are all getting to know each other, the elders are telling stories, and the stories are fantastic. But the men excluded themselves, and I see this happen all the time, where men will exclude themselves. Men don't want to be there. They don't want to socialize. They don't want to get to know other people. They want to go home. There are a lot of men who would rather be lonely than vulnerable. Because I remember at that family function that there were two men that didn't go outside and watch football. There was me and one other guy. We stayed inside and hung out with the ladies. And in that family, I think we're considered less manly than the other men. Because we don't go and do the man thing. But I also am pretty sure we're less lonely than the other men. And now I do have some friends who are men, but there are also men who would stay and hang out and socialize and be present instead of going off in the other room because they don't want to be there.
And at some point in time, modern women have to understand that you told a man that you don't want a man talking to you. So when a man goes and, is it a wrong thing for a man to go and do something else with his time besides being in somebody else's face? Because that's what modern women want. They want you to be in their face. They don't necessarily want anything with you because you're not Chad or Tyrone. They just want some attention and validation.
Here are the gym stats and the lifting numbers of the average American male, coming in at 5'9", 17.6% body fat. The 1 rep max bench press for a man in their 20s is 180 pounds. In your 30s, it was 158 pounds, and in your 40s, it was 143. Honestly, I think this data is pretty skewed, and they must have just surveyed gym goers because 180 pounds is a ton of weight. Like, grab any random man off the street. If he doesn't lift, there's no way he can bench 180. But something more accurate, I think, is the average amount of pull-ups they can do is 1. Average mile time, 12 minutes and 17 seconds. If you didn't know, that is extremely slow. That is like barely past walking. 69% of males consider themselves physically fit, but I think it's fascinating that only 13% of them actually lift. Average penis size of 5.08 inches and resting heart rate of 52 beats per minute. So if you want to compare yourself to the average person and see how you're doing, don't pay attention to this magazine article. I can guarantee this is off. There's just no way that 1, the average weight for someone in their 20s is 170 pounds, and 2, there's no way they bench more than their body weight. I even think the body fat percentage is off. 17.6%, there's no way that is average. It's guaranteed 35.
One of the main reasons why a man responds to a long text message with just okay or thumbs up, it's because that man doesn't know what you're asking him to respond to. I used to be that person. I was a serial texter. I would send one message to my man, and before he even had a chance to respond, I would send another one, then another one. And then I would remember something and I would send that too. So I'm adding more explanations on top of the explanations. So by the time he picked up his phone, he wasn't reading one message. He was reading 6 different conversations. And to me, every single one felt important. The first paragraph was how I felt. The second one was explaining why I felt that way. The third one was bringing up something that happened before, more context. And the fourth paragraph was trying to prove my points with receipts, with pictures attached. Then somewhere in the middle, buried in all of that, is the one sentence that actually matters. And my man used to always tell me, right? And I never used to listen because I was hard-headed. He would tell me, babe, you're over-texting me. So now when he picks up his phone, he's looking at it like, yo, what the does she want me to do? Do I apologize? Do I answer with a question? Do I explain myself? Do I respond to what happened today or what happened 3 weeks ago or what will happen in the future? When the man does not know what he's supposed to do with the conversation, the safest thing for him to do is to say, okay, leave you on red or send you a thumbs up. So what I learned from this is when I am texting something important, I am going to lead with the most important sentence. That's it. And if he needs context, then I can always give it afterwards. But I cannot overwhelm the man with a whole bunch of messages and have him figure out which one is the most important.
And you got to understand, man, with the way that you out here talking, with the way that you out here acting, with the way that you out here thinking that you're just going to talk crazy to a man, treat a man like he's dirt, a man is not going to pursue that. There's no reason for him to. There's no reason for him to get up out of bed every morning, having a great day, might have had a great night with his friends, just to come up to you. You got an attitude. And the only way that attitude is going to leave is if you have more cowbell.
When someone tells you as a woman you're too aggressive, what they're actually saying is you're making me uncomfortable by owning your power. Let's be clear. Aggressive is code for women who won't shrink. When men assert themselves, it's called leadership. But when women do the same, it's called attitude. That label isn't feedback, it's control. It's the system's way of keeping women polite, predictable, and quiet. You don't need to dilute your voice to make others feel safe. You need to learn how to channel it with precision. Power without apology is what actually earns respect, not playing small to protect someone else's ego. At PowHer, we teach women how to reframe too aggressive as a compliment because it means your authority is being felt. And that's exactly what leadership is supposed to do.
And another thing that you also have to think about is, when you want a man to yearn, you want a man to, I understand you probably want that man to really show you that he likes you. Well, I don't see it as him like simping for me. And if that is simping, then that's what I want. I want a man to really like me. I want a man to really show that he likes me. There's other ways that man can show that he likes you versus him getting down on both knees, crying and snotting, licking all over your feet, sucking all over your toes and all that nonsense. There's other ways that he can do that. But that's what modern women want. They read that type of stuff in books. They look at that type of stuff on TV, and that's what they want. And men are realizing at some point in time, you're going to think because I yearned and I begged for you that you're in a higher and a better position. Well, I can leave you. I don't need you. You can't leave me. No, I did that thinking that you would understand how much I really want you in my life. But now that you're going to throw that in my face, I think I'll get to packing. I'll be out by the night.
So many black men date and marry outside of their race for a social boost,
So the issue I have with this explanation is that if it applies to men, which let's assume that it does, it most definitely applies to women also. This book, The Dating Divide, Race and Desire in the Era of Online Romance, was written by sociologists, and what it does is look at dating patterns today. What it found was that all men of all races primarily preferred women from their own race first, whereas women of all races had a preference for white men first, and then they had a preference for men of their own race. So when you want to talk about social mobility and the desire to move up, you have to include Black women in that conversation, not based upon what I made up, but just based upon the evidence. And this is one of the issues that I have with these kinds of conversations. It can hyper focus on what men are doing wrong, what Black men are doing wrong, and we're never really looking in the mirror as women. You mean to tell me that Black men are the only ones who desire social mobility, but Black women don't? Arguably more so, based upon the evidence. That is what we have found. And so I think if we continue to have these conversations that are really based upon maybe our own ideas or anecdotal experiences, but do not include data from actual sociologists and studies that can help shape these conversations, then it can start to promote misinformation. And in my opinion, it can really help fuel this unnecessary gender divide that's not really helping anyone.
And men, you have to understand that men work off of respect, right? So if I'm seeing, hey, why is he not, really chasing me and begging for me, and I want him to really, really want me and love me and all that stuff, I get it. But if a man is getting out there chasing, you think about being in the middle of nowhere, just chasing it. At some point in time, you're gonna be like, what am I doing running? What are we running for? What am I running for? Is there danger? Like, what's the situation? And that's what's happening. Men have stopped and started questioning why they're actually chasing. What am I running for? Who am I running after? Who am I running away from? And when you see men stop and start to do that analysis, now it gets clarity on, oh, well, what the heck? Why am I going in this direction? Ain't nothing over here for me. And that's when you stay over there and you sit over there like, oh man, he just quit chasing me because he stopped running and he started thinking. And once he started thinking, he got some mental clarity and was like, oh, she wasted my time. Let me go run in there. Let me go run in the other direction, towards my goals, towards my vision, toward my aspiration. Let me go back that way. Let me find somebody back that way that actually likes me. That's why you're missing out on these good guys.
Are you willing to go out the country within the next 30 days?
I got a lot of work to do in 30 days, yeah. It's all right.
Let's go.
Hold on, so you pop because of out the country?
Yeah, I like to travel and I need who can control his schedule to be available to do those things, because I'm not really a person that is work. I'm more about experiences, and I'm at a space in my life where work and enjoying life, they have joined forces together. So unfortunately, I'm not doing anything that I don't love doing. And when I traveled, that's also work as well. And I need somebody with an open schedule to be able to do so. Or it's definitely not going to work. I might cheat.
What the? You might cheat anyway.
I might cheat.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on.
I feel like when you don't put in the work, and when I say cheat, for me, I'm saying I've already made this clear to you, it's an issue. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't even want to put myself in that position, because I already know I'm going to get lonely. I'm going to want my travel partner. And so if I'm saying I would cheat, why would I put myself? I don't want to cheat.
That's a lie.
That's what I'm trying.
Sure.
I don't want to be outside.
Don't your Play-Doh built body be copping please now? You said what you said, and they heard it. Good thing they popped the balloon on you. Wishbone hips, red hair, probably fake Jordans. You got problems. Next 30 days, could you do it? No logical grown man would do what you just asked him to do. And I just looked it up. You have an OF. She is actually... This is how crazy some of these heifers is. They don't believe them having a OF is a thing. These bad body built heifers are comparing OF to Denny's.
When women say that they broke up with some dude because he was too nice, they don't literally mean because he was too nice. And sure, he probably was really nice, but that's all he was. And to be a good partner, you gotta be more than just nice, because at the end of the day, most women don't want to be treated like this perfect object. They want to be treated like people. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. Because there is pressure for men to always be nice, but the pressure comes in the opposite side for women, in the tendency to receive that graciously. And yes, there is pressure to receive it graciously, because at the end of the day, you might not need kindness. Maybe you need something funny. Maybe you need something somber. Maybe being nice all the time just isn't a great strategy. And to men, that doesn't mean stop being nice. It just means be something more than just nice.
I think the hardest part about watching a relationship you're excited about, like downward spiral or fail, is the part that like there's the awareness of there's no coming back from it. Like right now I keep saying about the guy that I've been seeing, you know, I just want him to text me. Pitiful, I know, but I keep saying that, and it's like, and then what? He texts me, maybe it works out again for a few more weeks or something. And then I'm like, I know too much now to like believe that it will work out in the long run. Like I know that it won't. And that's so sad, because I was so full of hope and like so excited. And now like I'm sad that I'm like not getting a text from him, but I'm more sad that it's just over. Like even if it's not fully over yet, like it is, you know?
The number one man to avoid dating in 2026 is not the toxic guy.
It's the guy that look good on paper, and because of that, he expects you to chase him. He can read a little bit, he got an apartment, a place, and a car, and he thinks that means he's the prize, and you need to compete for my heart. You better text me first. You better invite me out on a date, and while you at it, pick me up in your car. There's so many men that's bringing that passenger seat energy to your life, and some of y'all are tempted to do it. You know why? The dating pool is a little scary. And so some of y'all get trapped by that pick me, choose me, she who finds a husband energy in a man. That ain't your man. Listen to me. Those new men, no. You gotta find a man that understands the value in finding a good woman. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. And some of y'all are pursuing men that don't even know that scripture. That man is supposed to earn you, to serve you, to pour into you. But there's so many men that got you losing your crown and your high heels because you running after their heart. The number one sign a man is not right for you is if you gotta chase him. You chase him every time you double text him. You're chasing him every single time you ask him, when you gonna take me out? I mean, you never showed me you chasing a man's attention instead of finding a man that's willing to give it to you without you asking. He pursues you and he is proud about it. He claims you and he shouts about it. Not this man that expects you to bring all the energy. If he expects you to chase, blocking, pivot, and find a man that you can replace him with.
I fumbled 2 good men. I know that in my lifetime, in my journey. Both of them challenged me as a woman. They put a mirror in my face and said, you need to fix that. Why would you do that? Why do you act like that? Why do you talk like that? And I was like, oh no, oh no, I'm me. You can't. But the fact of the matter was, they was like, okay, you won't get it right. Deuces, I'm out. And there I was to sit in that. The first time it didn't click, but the second time it did. But there I was, now as 40-year-old woman trying to figure that out.
Okay, so something you guys have to stop doing is simping. I hate using this word, but don't be a simp, because at the end of the day, you're just validating the wrong woman. Give the validation to the right woman, the women that deserve it, not the wrong woman. At the end of the day, there's that one girl that gets that one simp, and she has been reckless her whole life. She's done whatever she's wanted, and then she says, oh, well, this guy wants me, so I have a boyfriend. So yeah, girls, go be reckless, do whatever you want. Guys don't care. This guy wants me. You cannot be simps. You cannot validate the wrong woman. And at the end of the day, you probably weren't her first choice. I'm sorry, but that's the harsh truth. She probably just settled because the guy that she really wanted didn't want her, and she needs to have babies. She needs to get married. So she settled for the simp. Don't be a woman's second choice, third choice, fourth choice, 10th choice. Do not be a simp.
You don't win a divorce. You don't win a divorce. You survive a divorce. You get out the other side of it with as much intact as you possibly can. But you don't win. Nobody ever walks out of the divorce going, yeah, I won. You don't win. It's the end of something. It's a death. You grieve it. Again, you have to ask yourself, what's the goal? Because I'll tell you the truth, not only can you not win a divorce, you can't win a fight with your spouse. You can't win. You will never win a fight with your spouse. If you win, you lost. You made them feel small. You won. Yay, victory. Great job. You made your spouse feel dumb. You made your spouse feel small. You made your spouse feel sad. Or you lose the argument and then you lost the argument. You can't win an argument with your spouse. Because the idea of this is connection, to stay connected to each other. Anything that is antagonistic to that connection is the enemy of marriage.
Anywhere you want to go. I said, because I'm ghetto. I'm from the hood. I didn't know no better. I said, Red Lobster. That was the hardest I ever seen him laugh. I had never seen him laugh
I
that
love
hard.
it.
Because his name was David Goldman, and he was one of those Jewish gentlemen who was very serious, and he did like this when he talked because he's one of them people. And then he was like, we got it. Lunch is on me, wherever you want to go, you name it. I said, Red Lobster. He said,
He was like, call several of your friends. I'll take for them too.
Cheese biscuits, motherfucker. I'm not bringing in my purse but lip gloss.
And that right there, young lady, is one of the dumbest things you can ever do. Okay? I'm a whole man. And my parents told me you don't go on a date with nobody unless you got some money in your pocket. You don't even leave the house without some money in your pocket. Now, this is where you get one of those videos of, so you ain't gonna pay for the meal because I ain't giving you none. See, you setting yourself up for failure right then, right there. Now, being real, if he paid for the whole meal, there's nothing wrong with you just doing the tip. But I'm saying, ain't nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, for you to sit here and say, oh, I ain't coming up with nothing but lip gloss in my pocketbook. Mama, that mean you ain't got money to go get you a cab or Uber, nothing. You can't even get yourself out of a situation if it get dangerous. I'm gonna need you to rethink this. Geez, what kind of parents y'all have?
As a woman, I can admit what most women want. Dating is brutally unequal, and average men pay the price for it. The average woman doesn't need to become exceptional to have options. The average man usually does. He has to earn attention, earn respect, earn attraction, earn the right to even be considered. And if he's average, he gets overlooked fast. That's the part people keep lying about. Women talk about equality, but when it comes to dating, men are still expected to bring more, do more, and be more just to qualify. That's why so many men are frustrated. They aren't crazy. They're reacting to a system that's far less forgiving to them. The average woman starts with options. The average man starts by proving he deserves any.
So, are you ready for the bigger riddle?
This is a disaster. First of all, $1,700, you're gonna end up looking like this lady. It looks like just one big flat wall of white. There's no textures, there's no shapes. They don't even look like teeth, but this is not an aesthetic look. But more importantly, when you get work done like this, the repercussions that you're going to have are immense. You're gonna end up breaking restorations, damaging your teeth, getting gum recession, bone loss. Your breath is gonna stink. There's so much wrong with this case. Please don't do things like this.
You know how I know y'all don't really be loving these men and y'all don't really be wanting to be with these men or even care about these men, because if you did, you would know that men are emotional men. A man that cares. A man that cares. When a man cares, he's going to display every part of him because he's trying to show you that he cares. And one thing you're going to know is that it's genuine. Because he's going to do things that you have never gotten done for you probably before, and you probably don't even deserve him doing it for you. That's why you are able to identify when a man loves you.
Oh yes, a little known secret about women and their exit strategy. And this is, I'm laughing, but it's not a good thing. Women who want to leave a relationship, and by the way, it's women who file for the divorce way more often than the men do. Just FYI. In fact, with college-educated women, I believe the statistic is about 93% of the time they file for divorce rather than their husbands. So the structure in a girl's brain when she goes into an exit strategy is that she will be long down that road before the guy has any idea, typically. And that's why it's hardly ever women that come home to a house that's been emptied out and a note on the counter that says, "I'm leaving you." That's something men go through.
The one truth that is hard for a lot of quality guys to accept is the more that you work on yourself, the more that you develop yourself, the more that you develop your character, your ability, your skill set, your energy, the fewer dating options you actually will have. Let me explain. This could be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of guys because it goes against the conventional advice. That advice being that the more you work on yourself, the more options you'll have. The truth is, the more you work on yourself, the more false positives you'll encounter. And there's two major reasons why this occurs. Because as you do the work, the inner work, and you become a more quality person, a more grounded person, you become a magnet for the women who have not done the work. The women who are more chaotic, the women who have attachment issues, the women who are insecure. They'll become more attracted to your new grounded presence because you feel safe. Now, the second reason why your options decrease is because your tolerance shrinks. What I mean by that is the past version of you probably went for women who offered good chemistry, who validated you, who look good, right? You connected on surface level attributes. But now that you've grown, you look for something that's more important, something more rare, which is alignment. And alignment can be tricky to find because you can't cold approach your way into it. You can't swipe your way into it on a dating app. The only way to find a woman who you're in alignment with, outside of divine intervention, that is to shift your focus from attraction to vetting. You have to notice it when it is in front of you. Now, this is a learnable skill, but unfortunately, it's one that many men haven't been taught. So if you need help with that, if you need help with vetting women, if you need help with bringing more quality women who you are in alignment with into your life, you can schedule a coaching call with me. The link for it is in my bio.
Do any of you have a roster?
Yes.
You have-
Yes, ma'am.
Immediately.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the roster queen.
Tell us about the roster.
What's nice is what it is. No, I do currently have a roster right now. I think am I allowed to give a number?
Yeah.
No. I have 5 guys and 2 girls on my roster right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You make time for the things you want.
What have men ever done for us that has been worth keeping them around? Seriously, you want to ask that question? I am so tired of our society pretending like men don't matter, like masculinity doesn't matter. They do. You do.
Do you wish that men would approach you more?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. I like being approached because it shows that they're taking initiative, and I like that attitude.
Did your boyfriend approach you? How did you guys meet?
No, I actually approached him.
Yes, I feel like now it's a lot of like men are more I don't want to say timid, but like a little more timid and shy.
Yeah, I agree too. I wish they approached us more because I feel like nowadays it's honestly really hard to meet people too. Meeting people is like through apps now, like to join Facebook groups, dating apps. I wish it was like more like whenever everyone just like would approach each other and talk.
Where would a guy approach you that you would feel most comfortable?
I was putting myself in areas where I thought I would find like-minded people. So like walking on the trail here, coffee shops, bars that I like.
Probably on the trail. I think gym too, if it's a little bit more conversational.
We got a doozy today, fellas. Today we have the weaponization of you're being insecure. So the ladies have recently coined this term, you're being insecure, to justify their wrongdoings and their disrespectful behavior. Now you may be wondering, what does that look like? Where does this term usually get used? Posting their body all over Instagram. Soliciting attention from other men purposefully. Wearing outfits that a respectful girlfriend or wife wouldn't wear. Talking with other men under the guise of being friends. So these are just a few examples of where, when you bring up the problem of you're not okay with this, you get hit with the you're just being insecure. What? So you're insecure? What, I can't show my all over Instagram? What, it's not okay that I wear this to the club? So this has essentially just been an easy out for them to try to get you all upset. No, I'm not insecure. No, of course not. But in reality, wouldn't you be more insecure if you had a problem with something and didn't bring it to their attention? Think about that. So the solution, it's very simple. Establish your boundaries, and if crossed, find a new woman. Don't sit here and argue. Don't tell them what to do. You're not their father. If what they're doing you're not okay with, go find yourself a new woman. It's that simple. Time to hit the girlfriend store. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I will see you at the same time again tomorrow.
Jordan Pauline, go ahead and turn them comments back on because we on your ass. You don't get to just turn them comments off because when it was, Taylil did it, I'm not lying. You had everybody in them comments saying, yeah, I stand with her. Yeah, Taylil is such a horrible person. Yeah, don't watch Taylil. Don't watch the Clover Gang. Don't watch, Jordan Pauline, come on. We got something to say to you. We got something to say to you. Because not that you thought that you was going to have a one-night stand with a man, and then lay in the bed after having a one-night stand saying, I wish I didn't have the one-night stand. I really don't do this after doing it. And at the end of the day, you wanted to lie on this man and take over his whole career because he don't want to be with you? Because he don't want to be with you? Jordan Pauline, turn them comments back on right now. We need you. We got some questions. We got some questions that need answers. Baby, you're going to have to show us something whole different. At the end of the day, Taylil, congratulations, babe. You just cleared your name. And with that being said, I'm on her ass right for you. Okay? So don't even worry about it. We got her. Jordan Pauline, we looking for you. Where you at?
The older I get, the more I realize the more you improve yourself as a man, the less dating options you actually have. Let me explain. If you're a dude and you have a good career and you have your own place, you're in shape, you're ambitious, maybe you're doing content or have another business on the side, you kind of need someone that's special. Like, if you met a girl and all she brought to the table was her looks, and all she wanted to do was travel and party and do rich people shit, like, it's just not gonna work out. Like, your lifestyles are not gonna align, because becoming exceptionally successful is so hard that you either need somebody in that traditional support role that just believes in you 1000% and is just grateful for whatever you can provide in the moment, or you need someone that's also in the trenches, whether that's with you or doing their own thing, and they'll just understand the realities of the grind and like what it really takes. The problem is both of these types are already rare on their own, but they also have to match your physical preferences. So yeah, as you raise your standards for yourself, you're also going to raise the standards for who you allow into your life. And if you keep going, there's just going to be less and less people that are going to meet those requirements.
Why is it considered romantic for a man to serve, but oppressive for a woman to serve?
You know, I actually really disagree with that. I don't think it's oppressive, but I think there's a lot of brainwash going on. I'm just going to say it straight out like that.
Like I said, it's a system set up by men. Women weren't allowed to serve, so now it just seems oppressive if we do. The roles are just weird to switch.
How do modern women respond if you ask them to make you a sandwich?
They'd respond negatively, but it's just a negative term coined by men meant to antagonize women.
And what you're seeing from a lot of these guys is they're more selective in the time that they give to people. Their family, friends, all of that's golden, because those are people usually that have invested in them, that have shown them love, that have been with them, that have, ride or die. That's my boy. Hey, I got a homegirl. You know what I mean? Those are the people that have shown them love, that have talked to them, that have counseled with them, that have supported them. Those are the type of people that have their back. They are there, loud, every time you need them. Hey, man, I'm here to support you. Not only with my resources, money, finances, you got my voice too. You need me to speak up for you on your behalf. You need some of these brothers out there. They'll get out there and rumble with you, man. I ain't condoning nothing now. I ain't condoning. I'm just saying they get out there and rumble with you a little bit. Okay, so they'll do that. But for modern women, you don't get those same perks because you don't say. First of all, you don't reciprocate. Second of all, you don't show that same type of loyalty back. I'm not going to get anything back from you. So you're not going to get those perks from me at all.